What if an AI could see the world through your eyes and then predict what you're about to see next? I know, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But believe it or not, this is the very real frontier of AI research that we're diving into today.
So what's the big idea here?
Well, it's about trying to give AI something that feels a lot like human intuition. It's about training an AI to understand our world, not from some detached third-person camera, but from the most personal viewpoint there is, our own. Just think about this for a second. Before you even consciously decide to reach for your coffee, an AI could generate a video of that exact moment. Your hand moving, the steam curling up, everything. It's basically predicting your personal experience of the world before it even happens. That is a truly mind-bending concept. And let me be clear, this isn't just some what-if scenario. This is actually happening. Researchers are actively building models designed to create video from this egocentric or first-person view, and honestly, the early results are pretty incredible. Okay, but to really get why this is such a huge deal, you have to understand why it's so incredibly difficult for an AI to do this. So let's break down the core challenge, the big problem they had to solve. Here's the thing. An AI that's just predicting the next scene in a movie, that's kind of child's play in comparison. The camera in a film is usually steady, the action is all scripted out, but your life, that's a whole different story. It's messy, it's unpredictable, and it's constantly changing based on your every little move. And this chart right here just lays it all out. The video from your point of view is constantly shaky because, well, you move your head. It's super dynamic because you're always doing something. It's just chaotic. A movie, on the other hand, is stable, it's controlled, it follows a plan. Teaching an AI to make sense of and even predict the beautiful chaos of real life, that's the grand challenge. So the big question is, how in the world did a team of researchers even begin to tackle this? Well, their solution is a brand new and pretty groundbreaking AI model. It all comes from a paper by a team of researchers including Yutong Bai and Jitendra Malik, who introduced a totally new way of thinking about this problem, and with it, a new AI built just for this task. And they gave it a pretty cool name, PEVA. It stands for Predict Egocentric Video from Human Actions. I mean, the name says it all, right? Its whole purpose is to figure out how our physical movements, our actions, directly influence what we're about to see. All right, now we get to the really clever part. How does PEVA actually pull this off? What's the secret sauce? The key insight is actually super intuitive. Think about it. If you start to raise your hand to wave, what do you expect to see? You expect to see your hand come into view. PEVA is built on this exact idea. It uses the 3D position of your entire body as the #1 clue to predict the future. Your actions literally create your future vision. But of course, for an AI to learn something so human, it needs a ton of data, a massive textbook of human experience, you could say. And for PEVA, that textbook is called the Nymeria dataset. It's this enormous collection of first-person videos, all perfectly synced up with super detailed 3D data of the person's body movements. The AI is basically binge-watching thousands of hours of real life to learn the patterns. So here's how it works broken down. First, the input. The AI gets a short clip of what you just saw, plus data on how your body is positioned right now. Then, the magic happens in step 2. The AI's brain, this complex thing called a diffusion transformer, gets to work. The best way to think about it is like an artist starting with a canvas full of random noise and guided by your body's pose, slowly refining it into a clear picture. And finally, step 3, the output, a generated video of what it thinks you're about to see. Okay, so an AI can predict a few seconds of video from your perspective. It's a really cool party trick, for sure. But why does this really, truly matter? Well, the applications, this is where it goes from just being interesting to being potentially world-changing. I mean, just imagine a robot in your home that sees you reaching up high and anticipates you need a chair, bringing one over before you even have to ask. Or think about a VR headset that feels completely real because it perfectly predicts how the virtual world should react to your every move. We're talking about next-level assistive technologies and honestly, completely new ways to create art and entertainment. You know, the researchers themselves are really upfront about this. As they say in the paper, this is a first step. They're tackling one of the absolute hardest problems in AI, modeling the complex, messy, amazing reality we all live in. And with this, they've taken a giant leap forward. So,
I'll leave you with this thought. We are right at the beginning of a totally new chapter for AI, one where it learns not just from text and images, but from our lived physical experiences. And as AI gets better at understanding and predicting our personal reality, the question really becomes, what will we ask it to build? What will we create with that power?